Can I ask you another? What can you say something about the pitfalls, the traps, and the risks of after awakening?
After awakening, there is no pitfall because there is no other there to fall. But certainly, awakening, we need not speak about awakening. We can speak about spiritual life. When you speak about spiritual life, it is a struggle because it is about the body, the senses, the mind, relationship. There comes what we call upasana and karma, these two things. The highest is jnana. There it is the highest, it just over like this. But very few come there. So generally majority is living in the plane of what we said about mind, quietening the mind, having a peaceful mind, putting the senses in order, having good relationship, which we call dharma. So that plane is very important. There you will go like this and come back, go like this and come back. That is needed. That way, that we call gradual liberation. Realization is instantaneous liberation. We call sadhyo mukti. This is krama mukti. People usually they say these two are two paths, but they are not two paths. In the body mind level, you need this gradualness. Masters like Vidyaranya Swami, they have discussed about it. Some people, they recognize the truth, but yet the house is not put in order. So the problem remains. So they have to put the body in order, the mind in order, the senses in order, dharma is needed, many things are needed. So that also must be finished. Even for a seeker who has not recognized it, who has an intimation of it. Generally, many people, 90% belong to that. Like, I know something is there, I want to realize. Or many people, those who have not come to Advaita or Vedanta, they, even Bhagwan's life, he said, my idea of spirituality was like Shiva, Vishnu, only I had that. I had no idea of self-realization, he says. And many, in my case also, in my childhood, I read Ramakrishna. So, wanted to see God in form. There was no idea of knowledge of the self or anything. So, meditating on a form of God, chanting the Nama, mantra, and all that stage, the very struggle, the tapas, we call the tapas, itself is a thrill. That itself is a thrill. It's a thrilling experience. You need that. That is why these monasteries have come like that. Because you need a way of life. Not simply teaching or proclaiming in the highest. You need how to lead the life. From morning to night.
Yes.
That is our life. That is why here also sometimes, things accrue. Going around the hill. Doing something. Because the body is there, it needs something. So their pitfalls are there. That are very well known. Even in Western mystics, they have spoken so much about them, like purgation and what they call
Dark night of the soul.
dark night of the soul, and tribulation, and many things.
Well, I actually have a specific pitfall in mind, which is pride, spiritual pride, which I found across the world. Most people that I meet, there is a certain conviction that I found the truth and it's higher than anybody else's.
See, that is bound to happen. That is why I told that when one attains, he looks at everyone as fully realized. That is the sign spoken as the highest actually. Because he, in that state only, the highest respect comes. Because I know that you are also that. There is no question that I am teaching you. You know that. You already know that. So this, there comes the Advaita, where everyone is divine. There is a story about Ramana Maharshi that when this crowd comes to see him, the ashram people, they wanted to create a distance. So there was some railings, even now you can see that, it is there. So they wanted to put it in a distance so that people will not come near, they will go like that. So they know if they directly tell him, he will not accept. So they told the servant, the attendant, to do that. So while he was doing that, Maharshi came here, he asked, what are you doing? He said, these people are very dirty. All village people in those days, very poor people. They will be going around the hill, take a dip in every pond and wet. And Maharshi will be sitting there radiating, looking at them and asking, speaking to them. He will not speak to very scholarly people, he will speak to all these people. So he will be sitting there. So they asked, so the office people said, create a distance. Then Maharshi said, okay, you have obeyed them. Now do me a help, put my sofa there. And he said, you think I am giving darshan to them? No. You know who they are? They are all forms of Arunachala. And I am sitting here so that I can get my their darshan. So this is the attitude. I can get their wish.
No pride.
Yes, no pride. Pride cannot come because we know we are nothing. Actually, when a person becomes a spiritual teacher, from my own experience, I can say it is impossible, if you are awake, it is impossible to be proud. Because many who come to you are much evolved than you. Many who comes to you have done so much tapas, especially in Tiruvannamalai. You look around, like people like you come. Yesterday some monk came. They have done so much austerity, so much things. So many people come there. They are all very austere, very devout, very spiritual. So when you start seeing the spirituality in others, pride cannot come. And the first sign in Gita, Krishna says is amanitvam, no pride. No assumption. So that pride can come only by comparing me with the other. And you see the other as divine, not possible. There was actually regarding pitfall also. Recently somebody presented me Imitation of Christ. So there he says these pitfalls, they are all very much necessary so that you will become humble. He says God gives you pitfalls so that you will become humble.